Introducing our E1160 sweepers. On my right is the one for almonds and walnuts, and on my left is the one for pecans with a high capacity head. So we'll start with the one over here. So as you can see, it has everything up in front of the operator. This is something exact, started back 20 years ago. This is how we've always built our sweepers. Everything in front of the operator. This one has a 6.5 foot head with the brush that can go out to an 8.5 foot sweeping width. This brush was also innovated by Exact. We were the first to make this brush, and it's a patented product. You can move this in and out from the cab with a hydraulic ram, so you can go from a 6.5 to an 8.5 foot sweeping width with this brush. You can run that right up against the trunk of the tree. It does not damage the tree or your irrigation. And then your operator's looking out here, so you can see his blower spout and the brush up against the tree. This fan is hydraulically driven, and so your operator has full control of the speed of the fan without adjusting the engine RPMs. So he can speed this up and slow it down, leaving the engine RPMs where they need to be at full throttle. So that way your reel is sweeping at maximum efficiency. And then your blower spout is also adjustable. You can tilt that up and down. We offer different blower spouts for berms, or a shorter spout if you have narrow rows. The other thing Exact has done differently is this sweeping head is completely independent. It's floating, so it rides with the ground, creating a much better sweeping job. And it creates less wear and tear on the machine. So it just rides with the contour of the ground, moving less dirt. So it's a big benefit. Our engine back here, it's a 74 horse John Deere engine. This one is a final tier 4. Because it's 74 horse, it does not require DEF. For international sales, we do offer both of these machines with the tier 3. Again, that's just for international use. The cab, inside the cab is very roomy. You have adjustments on the front wall for the speed of the reel, the speed of the brush. And then also we have an option for a right-hand closing arm that bolts on here behind the right tire, and it folds down underneath to sweep it, bring everything in on the right-hand side. Then you have full control of the speed of that also. We also offer right-hand controls. As you can see, the way this one's set up, all the controls are on the left-hand side of the cab. We can make that so those joystick controls are also on the right-hand side if your operator would prefer right-hand control. And then everything, the operation of the sweeper is on the joystick. So your head off and on, your fan off and on, head up and down, everything is right there at your operator's fingertips. This specific machine is outfitted with our upgraded intake. So for dirtier conditions, if you know you're going to be in real fine dirt, we can do it's a bigger air cleaner and a bigger air filter. So it just helps out with the longevity of having to clean your air filters. This also has a reversible fan, so this will blow out, and it's automated, so your operator doesn't have to worry about flipping that off or on. So it's all timed, so it does it by itself. Introducing our 1160P. This is our pecan sweeper. It's the same operationally. It's the same as the almond sweeper, except for the obvious differences. Has a high capacity 6-tine bar head. This one is standard with about an 8-foot sweeping head, and then with the brush, if the brush is optional, but if you get the brush, you could get out to about a 10-foot sweeping width with this head. The blower again is set up in front of the operator. This cab on the 1160P is about 8 inches taller, so you can get some really good visibility over this high capacity head. This is the only sweeper in the industry that is specifically designed around pecans because it has such a tall cab. You can see over this head. You have great visibility inside the cab. Again, this has a 6-tine bar head, so it can handle the high capacity of pecans. And in this right hand, this can go in or out depending on your row width and how big you want your windrow. In the cab, again, everything is much roomier on this one because of the height, and operationally it's still all the same. Everything's on the joystick. You're controlling your head and your fan, everything right here on the joystick. This also still has the floating head, so this head is completely independently floating, doing a much better job sweeping, moving much less dirt. This also still has a John Deere 74 horse Tier 4 engine, but it is also available in a Tier 3 for international purposes as well. Just open the cab so you guys can get a good look.